Pet Memorial Service is a moment for us to remember our pets that passed on. And also, I think it's an opportunity to kind of think about what pets, animals means to us. And I remember a person who asked, so what happens to pets after they die? It was a really interesting question. And in the Large Sutra, which is one of our principal sutra, it states that Amida Buddha, the Buddha of immeasurable light and life, established the primal vow in order to lead all sentient beings to the true enlightenment that ends stress and suffering. So the answer of what happens to our pets after death depends on how we understand the word sentient. So I use the word sentient because it's kind of described in the English translation. And sentient is defined in the Oxford English Dictionary as condition or quality of being conscious. So this is how it is defined in the Oxford English Dictionary. However, Buddhism holds the word sentient beings to mean all that is alive, all life. So the difference we normally make between humans and animals regarding consciousness is considered just our judgment and not something that we could prove for certain. And for this reason, we may have to consider the possibilities that even flowers, even plants, or for that matter, all living things might be sentient. And this may seem surprising, and we cannot actually prove to the end, from where is the sentient, from where is not the sentient. But what is important here is that thinking in this way can give you a new view of life, a new perspective. I used to have a dog, and her name was Hazelnuts. And I actually found Hazelnuts abandoned under a bench in the park. And when she was just a puppy. And my mother actually didn't want a dog. But once I brought Hazelnuts home, she couldn't kick her out. And we took good care of her. But technically, my mother was the one who was taking care of her. I just fed her, and immediately I passed Hazelnuts to my mother when she pooped. So but I at least fed her. And Hazelnuts lived with us for 12 years and died quietly in our house. And thinking back on our time with Hazelnuts, they were, to be honest, there were many times that we felt really difficult to take care of a dog, to take care of an animal. But as we, adopt her, we felt a big responsibility to do the best for her. Just as Buddhism regards, all sentient beings as equal, it is really important to see and treat even our pets with full responsibility. Unfortunately, on the news, we often see many sad stories about owners abandoning their pets when they no longer have any need to them. There may be a lot of reasons for them to abandon their pets. But I kind of think that they would I think that they would not do so if they were able to see their pets as no less alive than we are. And what we should always remind ourselves is that pets cannot choose their owners. We are the one who chooses them. So we must recognize that because animals, the pets, entrust us with their lives, we are responsible for their lives. The primal vow states that Amida Buddha is similarly responsible for our lives. And this is why we have the Dharma to teach us. So if Amida Buddha was not responsible for our lives, there will not be, no Dharma, because there's no need for us to learn. But this is why we have the Dharma. So we must, listen and always remind ourselves, this lesson. So our pets show a capacity to trust, to entrust, to trust. That is really hard for us to do. So they give us a model for what is to trust. What is to trust in this Dharma, Amida's Dharma. That is a new view of life, a new perspective. As it is in the large sutra, Amida Buddha sees all life as equal, without no discrimination, and teaches that actually there's no, speaking of life, there's no difference. We're living, we breathe, we eat. So let us all learn this lesson so that we could, we may cultivate ourselves and how we see and how we value life. So this is what we should remind ourselves through this annual pet memorial service. Please join me, Asha. By reciting Amida's name, Namo Amida Butsu, we are always reminded what makes our individual lives even more meaningful. And we are always reminded the Dharma in times of need. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.